has been forever and a day. God bless you. So glad to be here with you on today. We are going to be making a Halloween earring design. Now, I'm not someone that celebrates Halloween, like getting dressed up and all that jazz, but I just figure it's fall season coming up. Everybody's rushing summer away. I'm like, can you leave summer alone? She's still got some work to do. She's still got another in North Carolina. That girl needs to hang around another 3 months. Okay, so everybody else just calm down. There's plenty of time for the pumpkin spice. There's plenty of time for the pumpkin spice coffee, candle, cupcakes, catfish, everything else pumpkin spice, right? It's too much. I noticed on one of our trees outside, it's already started turning yellow leaves. I'm like, hey girl, get yourself together. It ain't time for that yet. But anyway, I figured I would join in with everybody else and let's just do a Halloween design. So I've already drilled holes in the earrings. I believe that these are gonna be like a jack-o'-lantern. And I thought, how cute would it be if we did this little hanging piece, because they're gonna hang like that. I thought that would be really cute to do in the candy corn colors. And that would be our first Halloween earring design. So my brother is a jewelry designer. I think I may have mentioned this, I'm not sure. I'll try to get the link to his Etsy store and put it down below. And I had taken my Etsy store down for a minute just to update it, which I didn't get to do too much updating, to be honest. That was my plan and my goal. So right now, while we're moving things around in our home and all that jazz, what's in there for sale is everything that's in there for sale. And then at some point, we're gonna be able to add new stuff. So super excited about that. Life has just been swamped busy with, I'm training new agents. I have about 5 new real estate brokers with my firm here in North Carolina. I have about 15 new agents with the insurance agency we're working towards earning and growing and contracting, and trying to get all of my incredible buyers under contract and the sellers under contract. It's just been a lot going on. And so my bandwidth was short as it related to creativity. I didn't even have any ideas. So I was like, well, since we don't have any ideas, let's just wait until we do. And then we'll come out with something really, really cute. So prayerfully, this will turn out cute. I haven't ever painted a pumpkin before, but I'm just gonna imagine maybe it's just triangles and all that jazz. But I do want them to be cute because I would like to wear these if they are cute, right? So anyway, so I'm using just a different variety of paints in Halloween or fall colors. So we've got some black, we've got some white, and we've got like a cream color for the candy corn, which I think might be too dark. But I don't have any cream colored paint, I don't believe. I had a big bottle of it and I took it back to the store because I didn't like how it was. I didn't like its consistency. And then we have a really pretty orange, and then we have a yellow. So that's gonna make up the candy corn. Then you already know you need your wood pieces. I get these from Michael's. You need your jump rings and you need your fish hooks. So y'all already know, those of you that aren't new to jewelry making, the supplies you need. And then I had messed up a couple of holes I was drilling on these, so I got to throw those little babies in the trash. I don't know, I might try to figure something out with them. I hate throwing components away. But anyway, so this is the cordless drill I use. It's the Dremel Lite. I believe I paid $40. I didn't pay for it, my husband bought it, but I mean same account, but $49 from Lowe's. It has the little charger where you can charge it electronically in the wall, and then it's cordless. It's super powerful. I love this thing. I would not make earrings ever again without it. I ain't got time for all that twisting. You know how you have that little tool you use, it's too much. So I've already pre-drilled all the holes so we don't have any delays in getting started. And then you're just gonna need your paint brushes and whatever you're gonna be using to put the details on your Halloween design. So one thing I noticed is that when I search for Halloween and Christmas design earrings, not a lot of stuff comes up. So it's not too soon to get started because this is craft fair and bazaar season, right? And I used to participate so heavily in that all the time when I sold jewelry full time, like when that was my jam, right? When that was my full-time business and I was a stay-at-home mom, I would make sure that I was always making things following a retail calendar. So if this is something you want to do as a business, what you want to do is stay ahead of the calendar. So right now, you should be making fall-based and holiday-based earrings, like for Christmas season and all that. And then come Christmas time, once December hits, you want to be making stuff for Valentine's Day. So however you see the stores, the retail stores doing it, like Dollar Tree, because they're always rushing holidays, right? you want to be doing what they're doing, right? So that way, as a business, you can always stay on top of it. So let's get started. I'm rambling. We're gonna paint our little, we're gonna paint the bases orange first, and then we'll get going from there. So the color I'm using, just in case you're interested, my pumpkin is going to be cadmium orange, and that's the Americana paint. I forgot to get something to put the paint on, so let me go. I think I'm just going to use it from the bottle top, but I don't know, when I do that, it tends to create a mess. So anyway, let me go get something. I'll be right back. Hey you guys, okay, so I went on and got everything painted. So we've painted the front, we've painted the back. For our jack-o'-lantern, we've also done the candy corn. So look how super cute it's gonna be. And now I'm trying to decide if I want to put eyeballs on here, like, you know, the googly eyes you can use, or if I want to paint the jack-o'-lantern pieces and parts on here. I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know. What do you think? So I'm also a little nervous about starting the black painting on it because it may be a little unforgiving. In other words, once I start painting it on here, if it doesn't look right, we're a little jammed up in our design, because it's going to be hard to cover up black with orange. So I'm trying to decide how we're going to do the mouth. I think I'm going to go look at a couple of pictures of some jack-o'-lanterns, and I'll be right back. So I think most of all, I'm gonna just do the open black mouth and then like the white teeth. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then if it doesn't come out like I expect, I don't know. We'll figure it out together. And then I also think that I'm going to use googly eyes for the eyes. I'm not sure about that yet either. So let's put some black paint over here on the top that we're using. And I'm just using like a little square brush. Hold on. I was just moving the light down a little bit. And I think what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna turn it around where you can see it. I can tell my fingers in the way. So I'm gonna hold it from here. And I'm just gonna draw a line across, because I still wanna have that orange showing back there. And so I just drew a line straight across. Let's match it up on this side. Just drawing a line straight across. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it's your jack-o'-lantern, right? So drawing a line straight. And then I'm just gonna make a smiley face. Like if we were just gonna do a smiley face. Like that. And I may just paint the whole thing in black. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna just fill the whole thing in black because I think it'll be easier. And then I can go through later on and tighten the edges up if I want to. So let's paint the whole thing in black. Let's do our smiley face and then paint the whole thing in black. Because then we can always go around the edges with a sharper brush or sharper, you know, like make it tighter with like lining it out and stuff like that, which I may do just to give it some depth, because we're also going to be using some Podge Dimensional Magic just to make all the details pop and everything like that. So I'm just going to go through and widen this out, make it a little bit larger. So you basically just drew a line, made a smiley face, and made it look like that, okay? So I may go up just a little bit more, just make it a little bit wider across here so then the eyes aren't so far from the jack-o'-lantern's mouth. Because right now it seems a little far down just because of where I placed it and positioned it. So let's just come across here. And then it basically just looks like a big old happy face, right? Almost like if you were doing an emoji. So this is probably how you could do some emojis too. Like if you wanted to make some emoji earrings. So that's what it looks like. It looks like a big smile. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use buck teeth. I don't want a scary jack-o'-lantern personally, but I think you could if you wanted like a vampire jack-o'-lantern. You could do that, but I don't want that. I don't need to be looking at these earrings at night and then feel like I'm about to be haunted by a demonic pumpkin. Right? So super cute. And you already know that there are triangular like eyes that go up there. So we could do the triangular shaped eyes and then do like the gold filled in background if you want to do it that way. I'm still trying to decide because I thought about googly eyes. Let me go, that's what I'm going to do. Let me go get some googly eyes while this is drawing. While this is drying. And let's see what they'll look like. All my stuff is kind of packed up, so I need to go see if I can even hunt down some googly eyes. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I found my bag of eyeballs. Look, there were some eyelashes in there from a pair of earrings I made. I'm hollering. You need me? Okay, yeah, I'll be right back. Hold on, my son has a question. Okay, so my sweet son came down here and gave me jack-o'-lantern googly eyes ideas. Okay, so look, these are all the eyes you get to choose from. I got these at Michael's in case you have that question. And you guys, oh my gosh, they come in every shape. Look at the little tiny eyeball. That is so weird. So you could even do like zombies, mummies, all that jazz for eyeballs. I'm gonna adjust this light. Hold on. I feel like this lighting is like not cooperating. Hold on 1 second. That's much better, I think. Let me check my phone. Okay, so super cool. So you guys, I'm literally hollering about the little baby eyeballs. And they stick to your hand for some reason. They're not stickers, and these aren't stickers, so you're gonna have to put glue on the back. So those were cute, but look, I realized that that's too big because it just kind of overpowers everything. Then there's a medium-sized eyeball, a medium-sized eyeball we could stick on there. You can make Cookie Monster earrings. That's just what I thought about when I just held it up. C is for Cookie and Cookie is for me. Y'all, I might make some Cookie Monster earrings. I don't know. So he told me to still draw the triangles as if it was a jack-o'-lantern, and we were painting the eyes. So I'm a little nervous about doing that because then what if it doesn't come out right and now the eyes are stuck on, like the black triangle stuck on there. Let's see, so. It looks like Elmo. You guys, you could do Elmo and Cookie Monster earrings or Big Bird. That's hysterical. So, but we're doing jack-o'-lanterns. That's hence why we have our candy corn. So I'm gonna do the triangles and then we'll fit the eyeball sizes around the triangles and how that turns out. So let's do that. So I'm gonna get a smaller paintbrush though because I wanna have better control over the paint than I had a second ago. Not to say that I will, but I'm gonna aim to do that. So what we're gonna do is put the triangles up here. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we wanna do our best to make it where, you know, there's space. So, and you wanna get all your coats of your black paint, you know, pretty thick where it has good coverage because not like you can go back and paint over it, you know what I mean? So that's why I went on and did the 2 coats when I was doing the mouth. So I can go ahead and get it out of the way. Now, I don't like witches, but I'm just saying you could make witch earrings and stuff like that. I ain't studying a witch. I ain't no goblins, no ghosts, no ghouls, no demons. I'm not interested in any of that. That's why I'm just trying to make a light-hearted, fun pair of earrings. He said, Mom, you could do vampire teeth. Literally, he wasn't even down here when I just said, we ain't messing with vampire teeth. I just don't want to do that. I don't want a dark Halloween earring. So it's going to be kind of hard to match up the triangles. You just have to do your best. Because, you know, we're free-handed drawing. I could have used, I think, a better brush because this brush is a little wonky. So my eyes didn't match up perfectly. But what I can do is just keep, you know, working on the point to get it where they match up. And then I'll go get a thinner brush, like one that has more of a point to it, so I can make a match up. They're close enough using that brush. So let's get like a more finely detailed brush Sorry about that, I was hanging up a call. Let's get a more finely detailed brush so then we can match them up pretty well. And I'm just doing edges, just you going along the edge with the detail brush so I can get it to a point on the top, okay? So you may not have to go and do a lot, but just to be able to match them up. So that's how they look so far. These are so cute. Things are adorable. Okay, so I was in my daughter's room the other day helping her. She's going to school, to online Christian school. We didn't take her back to where they've been since kindergarten because those people's values changed. I felt like Jesus stopped being the main thing, which he should have been. So she's at an online Christian school, which I totally, so far I like it a lot. I was gonna say I love it. Technology is a little, I feel like they could do a little bit better in terms of response time to questions, but I like it a lot and I feel like it's gonna be a great fit for her. I don't even know where I was going with that conversation, but anyway, I digress. Oh, I was in her room and I remember looking at the little froggy earrings that we made on one of the videos and they were just so cute. I was like, look at the little frogs. And the teddy bears, which I haven't had a chance to wear. So I'm gonna hold these up so you can see them. I'm gonna go change my water out. Look how cute. So now what we could do is after we're gonna go ahead and put the teeth on for the jack-o'-lanterns, but I want to see after they completely dry in the center of the triangles what it would look like if we put the eyeballs in there. I don't want to do it while it's wet. So let me go rinse the brushes off and we will be right back. I'm going to turn the camera around though so you can see what they're looking like thus far. But I think they're going to be absolutely precious. Oh, and you could do something like alien earrings. You know, I've done those before, but I meant the kind where they have one eyeball. So much you can do with eyeballs. Oh my gosh, I love eyeballs. But anyway, be right back. Okay, you guys, so now I believe that the mouth part has dried great enough, or well enough, I should say. So I'm gonna go ahead now and put the little teeth on. So we're gonna make the mouth look like kind of buck chucks, like buck teeth, okay? So I'm just gonna paint straight down. And I'm just kind of making the paint real chunky in lines. Like loading up the tip of the brush. Is that not hysterical or what? So we're gonna do one on the top, two on the top, one on the bottom. You can do as many teeth as you want it. And remember, you can use whatever personality you want for your jack-o'-lantern. I think I did too much paint right there. It might take a minute for this to dry, but the good part is you use black paint over here, so black is always gonna overpower the white. So if you make a mistake, you can just fix it. Versus if you were painting on white and made a mistake, it'd be a little challenging to fix. But it's just paint, so everything's fixable. And remember, you could make vampire teeth, you could make fangs if you wanted to. These things are so cute, oh my gosh. So I think the insurance company, so we're based out of, I'm in Fayetteville, North Carolina, but the main office, the home office for Symmetry is in Asheville, North Carolina. I think they're having like a 5K run for Halloween. They're raising money for St. Jude's. Is that not the cutest thing ever? So when we just left from the conference I went to in Memphis, they raised $50,000 in 2 days for St. Jude, which I thought was the coolest thing. That's like their charity of choice, and I just love that. Our ministry, what we do is we give to the local food bank. That's a big thing for my husband and I. I don't want any child to be hungry, so that's just huge to me. I don't know I was trying to decide, like, why is business important to me? Like, you have to have a bigger why than just money, right? Because yeah, money ranks right up there with air and oxygen, but if it's the only reason you do something and then you make money or you lose your motivation around it, then it's like you kind of lose your passion about it. So I was like, well, you know, what am I passionate about? And I'm super passionate about kids being able to open up the pantry in their home and have snacks and have food and have good stuff. You know, like they can just go in there and pick what they want. Like, that matters to me. So no, I can't feed an entire community, but I can do my part, right? All of us can do a little bit. So that's big for our ministry, and where we see, you know, just value in our local community. It's just making sure, because look, people are, we talk about other countries, and you know, the media is always talking about hunger in other countries, but there's hunger in our communities. So, you know, think about where you can make a difference and where you can make an impact. And that's pretty much what the Lord laid on my heart one day. So that's what we do. And I felt really good. I feel really good about that, only because, you know, you can give money for different things and not really know if you're making an impact or not. But if you're feeding somebody, you know you're making an impact, right? So, anywho, I digress. I'm just focused on getting my butt chucks evened up. Hold on one second. I don't know if y'all can hear my husband or not. He's installing a garage door opener. We haven't had one on the house. Oh my gosh, y'all, is that not hysterical or what? So now that those are drying, let's grab our eyeballs. Put the paint over there so I don't put my elbow in the paint by accident. And let's see. I'm thinking that we don't want anything too big because it might not make sense. I'm thinking that looks good, but then I'd have to make the triangles bigger. Let's see what other size we have. We have this size. And that kind of looks weird, like too small, right? So let's use the medium-sized ones. I gotta go find some glue from somewhere. I know I have some E6000 glue, which my husband cannot stand. So I may see if I can find, my 15-year-old may have some Elmer's glue. So we can use the clear Elmer's glue. It'll take longer to dry, but I mean, that doesn't have a smell. We ain't gotta worry about anybody complaining. So that's what we're gonna do. So just so far, look how cute they're gonna be. I think that's gonna be adorable. And I love how the eyes are gonna give it movement. And then what we can do is after we glue the eyes on, if we want, we can make the triangles bigger. We can like expand it out a little bit. But first, let's get the eyes glued on. And then after we do that and it dries, then we can expand the triangles a little bit to give it more prominence. That's not really the word I'm looking for, but I couldn't think of the word I was looking for. More depth, maybe. So I'm just making sure my butt chucks are even. Okay, so let me go get the Elmer's clear glue, which you don't want to use that for a lot of projects. As y'all know, I've used it in the past. It does dry really well. It dries really securely. It just takes longer to dry. So depending on what you're going down, but it'll be perfect for these googly eyes because these are very light. Okay, be right back. So look, I think my 15-year-old bought this glue because at some point she was making slime and stuff. And so that's where this came from. But what I realized is that we need to put the dimensional Mod Podge, the dimensional magic on first before we glue the eyes down. So I may go ahead and make the triangles just a little larger, so then once we go to put those down, because this will already be glossed by the time I go to put the eyeballs down. I could go ahead and glue them now, but I don't want it to puddle around the eyeballs and then dry in a weird way, meaning the dimensional magic. So I'm just gonna make these a little wider on the side. the triangles themselves. Sorry for being quiet, I'm just focused. The other thing I was just thinking about that came to mind when I was doing this was how you could make these as fundraisers. Like if you need to raise money for anything, like if your children are trying to make some extra money for themselves, you know, just want to have like their own part-time business, you know, how they can just make jewelry and paint earrings. So I think that's pretty cool. I told my 15-year-old the same thing. I'm like, you can have your own business making earrings and whatnot. So she's not ready to do that yet. She's like, Mom, I don't want to do that yet. Don't pressure me. But after being in business 31 years, I'm like, one of y'all is going to be a business owner. Both of y'all, as far as I'm concerned, need to be business right? Because like I tell my children, you can have a job and work for someone. There's nothing wrong with that. Whatever the Lord has called you to do in life, that's what you do. But you always want to have a plan where you make your own money. So in case somebody ever decides they no longer want you to be a part of their organization, or you get laid off or downsized or something happens, you got to have a plan, right? You can't have your financial house hinged upon somebody else's decision making. That's what I believe. Yeah, you may think differently, and that's okay. But I just don't want anybody else to be able to dictate to me what I can and can't do, and like pay bills when I need to pay bills based on them deciding, oh yeah, you know, we don't need this position anymore. I had that happen to me one time. The company sold, it was a retail company, and it sold to a liquidator. We didn't even know they were having financial problems, never said anything. Came in one day, it was a whole new group of people. They had liquidated the entire store, and we no longer even worked for the company. We worked for the liquidators. Didn't even get to have a choice about it, right? And at the time, I certainly needed my job, so I stayed and worked through the closing of the store. But I was like, that was tacky. So I was after that, and I'm like, okay, I can't be hinged upon somebody else's decisions. At least if I own the business, I can decide when I work and how much I make and all that jazz. So, just a thought. And I totally have a Cookie Monster and Elmo earring idea now. So cute. I don't know about Big Bird, because I don't know how that'll correlate. But look, so super cutesy. So we're gonna let them dry. And after they dry, then we're gonna put the Dimensional Magic, which is where. So in case you're new to my videos, I use this all the time. It's Mod Podge Dimensional Magic. It's gonna give a really pretty gloss to your work. Just like if you were to use triple thick or something like that, but it dries faster, dries just as shiny, super light on your earrings. I personally love it. So I could go ahead and put it on these and let them begin drying. Only thing is your nozzle could get bent up if you don't, depending on how the top goes on. So I'm just gonna poke a hole in the top. I mean, the hole was already there. I'm just trying to make sure it still has flowing. Stuff still coming out. So yep, stuff still coming out of it. So I'm just gonna work around the holes that we've drilled in here, and let's say a little bit was to go in the hole. It really doesn't matter. I mean, you can drill back through there after it dries completely. And then I have to go get dinner going. So I believe I'm making fettuccine. Y'all really don't want to cook it all, but my children are like, no more eating out. So I'm gonna do fettuccine Alfredo, the lazy kind. We use the jar from the store. I'm not calling y'all lazy if y'all do that. I'm just saying that's my lazy kind. Because normally I can make it homemade, but I'm just not gonna do that tonight. And then I'm gonna have, what else? Because I don't want that. I don't really like pasta noodles too much. What else? I'm gonna make some chili. I think I told y'all that though. Okay, so we got those done where they have their gloss added to them. Now this will stick to paper. So I normally would move these over to like a plastic, like sit it on something plastic, because even if it were to stick to that, it'll just move really quickly and easily without pulling paper up stuck to the back of it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move those over to that because I don't want to have to repaint the backs of those since they're already painted. You can make your backs equally as decorative as your front. In this case, I'll probably, once the front's dry, I'll probably just go back there and add like some candy corn colors like the yellow, the orange, and the white mixed all up just to give it some decor back there. You could sign the back of your work. You could put bedazzled stuff back here so we can sequin paint, whatever you want to do. So we're gonna let this dry. I see where I need to touch up the orange a little bit up by where I drill the hole. So let's do that right quick. Because the drill sometimes will make a mark. Somebody told me to put tape on there. Thank you to the person that told me that. It's been a year, so that's why I can't remember their first name. It might have been April. But to put, or Linda, to put tape along the back of the earring, so then when you go to drill the hole, that the wood doesn't split. And probably wouldn't make that dark mark either. So, oh my gosh, these guys are so cute. So I'm gonna go let these dry and we'll be back, okay? Oh, this is the Elmer's clear glue. I think I started talking about it and forgot. You can use regular Elmer's glue too, or E6000, which I normally use for jewelry making, but it bothers my husband and he already has a sinus infection, so I'm gonna have grace and not use that today. But again, it just takes longer to dry, but it holds securely and tightly. I got it from Michael's when she was making slime. That's where we got it from. Okay, you guys, so I decided to add a couple of highlights that really made it pop. So I just drew some yellow lines along the eyeball. Along the triangle where the eyes are gonna go. And then that way, when I go to put the eyeball on there, it won't just seem like it's just a white eye sitting, you know, kind of in the middle of a black space. So that just gave it some really great detailing. I thought about putting like a little yellow tonsil looking thing back there in the back to make it look like there was a light in there, but I'm like, I don't want to mess it up and then I got to go back and figure out how to fill it in. But you could do that if you wanted to, but I just think this is going to be super cute. So now what I'm doing is just waiting on the paint to completely dry, so then we can go ahead and add our gloss to the jack-o'-lanterns. But just to give you, all I did was tape, not this brush, it was the straight thin brush. Let me just get it, sorry. The little thin brush I was using before, I just did 2 coats of a yellow line straight down right there to give it that detailing. So as soon as these dry, and when we come back, they'll already have their clear coat on it. Look how shiny it came out, just to give you an idea of how it's still drying, but just to give you an idea how the Mod Podge Dimensional Magic works. So that's what we're gonna do after this dries. While you guys are gone, so when you come back, it will already be glossed over. And after it dries, I'll go ahead and put the paint on the back just to give this some dimension and a really pretty look on the back. And if you're new to my videos, I don't put anything on the back, but what I probably will do on this one is use the Mod Podge on the back just so the paint has a protective coating. Hey you guys, okay, so look how super cute they turned out. And now what I'm doing is I'm attaching the jump rings. Everything is already dried, but I'm still not gonna mess around with it too much because the googly eyes have not been drying that long. And I still need to touch up the backs of the earrings. So this is how it's looking so far with the little candy corn piece on top. And I was gonna add that extra jump ring. I actually deleted that part of the video. And the reason I didn't add it was because it was making it twist around in a way that was wonky. It got on my nerves. So I said, let's just use one jump ring. And plus I didn't have any smaller ones on the table. So let's see if I've added the fish hook correctly. I need to turn it around the other way. So remember I told you can always add a smaller jump ring and then it'll give you that type of, it'll swing properly with the fish hook ear wire. I just don't have the smaller ones on the table. But in the future, you would just add a smaller jump ring right in here and it would make it so that it turns properly. I just don't have it, I don't have a smaller jump ring on the table where I can give you an example of it. So look how super cute they turned out. So I'm gonna lay this one down and then I'm gonna go ahead and complete this one. So we already had, I had started to try it with 2 jump rings and I didn't like how that was turning out. So what we're gonna do is take that one off. We're gonna open this jump ring up And just look at the really cute detail. I think these are so adorable. You could make these in so many different sizes too, you know, for your children. Like I said, you can make them for a fundraiser. You could just make them as a slumber party project. Like if your daughter has a friend over for a sleepover, you could do that. You could do it for a Girl Scouts group, girls' night out. Anything you can think of is a great time to make jewelry. I mean, seriously. So I had a couple of people I was Instagram friends with, and they did jewelry making parties. I think it's like, you know how you do paint parties? I'm sorry. They were doing earring making parties and charging a fee for it, which I think is so super smart. What a great idea. So we're just going to put this on here, but again, keep in mind, I'm not going to clamp this down like I normally would to make it flat, because I'm going to put a smaller jump ring on here. So I'm not fighting with the fishhook ear wires. That's the trick to that. So are these not the super cutest Halloween earrings ever? I think they are so adorable. I just can't even imagine if you did a Frankenstein head, if you did mummies, if you did ghosts. I'm not really sure how you do ghosts, but I think mummies and Frankenstein heads would be super, super cute. So I'm gonna turn the camera around with the pictures so you can see these. I hope you guys take the time to make these. Sorry I've been gone so long. I'm gonna see if I can figure out one more project to post tomorrow before my life starts back being busy again. God bless you guys. Love you. It's Garlinda. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel.